Thanks for joining us today, guys. I'm joined today by the 2Pi team. Just before we jump into everything, maybe just give a quick round of introductions on who you guys are, and maybe also a very quick overview of what 2Pi is looking to do.
Cool. Nestor, if you want to go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, I am Nestor, part of the developer team. In 2Pi, we are building a two-sided platform, one for crypto user and another one for fintech or e-commerce users. The main idea of our product is to have a simple decentralized API that connects the legacy world with the crypto world to have better interest that today the banks are offering. So basically, we built a yield maximizer product for the crypto world first, and in the second step, we will connect via API the fintech world with this yield product via providers on-ramp and off-ramp providers like Circle or Ramp Network, for example, to give them better interest in their treasury, for example. So that's cool. Basically, I think, Mauri, if I missed something, please.
Yeah. So Mauri here. So I'm looking at the finance strategy basically within the team. And like Nestor mentioned, 2Pi is a two-sided transactional platform that connects fintechs with DeFi via decentralized APIs. So we call it a two-sided transactional platform because we have two worlds, basically the fintech world that we need to connect to this DeFi world via sort of like a savings account type of products where they can basically generate yield to around 15 to 20%. Compared with a traditional bank in the US or in Europe where you get 0.1% or 0.01%. And they can also go and build products for the users. That's a one-sided type of transaction platform. And the other one is a DeFi world, basically. So DeFi users can come and basically not only use the product, but also build on top of the product for fintech users themselves via a governance token, which will be the 2Pi token, which we aim to launch in around 3 weeks or so.
I'm glad you mentioned your token launch because for the last ETH Global Hackathon, your team actually won our KPI Option prize for the most creative use case for KPI options. Tell me a bit more about what you guys did with your KPI Option plans and kind of how does that look now that you're bringing that to the real world?
Okay, so let me jump into this. So our token distribution will be distributed in two ways. One will be a liquidity mining program, which we aim it to last for the next 2 years. And that program will basically differentiate from other programs that we try to have a more stable type of environment, not this typical pump and dump type of environment that you have in the yield space. So the whole tokenomic structure is built on that. And then on the other distribution model is going to be an airdrop distribution model. And that's where we're going to use the KPI options from UMA. The thing that we're doing differently here is that we are going to use this product built on 3 different tranches, basically. And each one of the tranches will be based on different KPIs. So let's say, for example, on the tranche number 1, one of the KPIs will be the TVL. So TVL, let's say 10 million. The other one will be, for example, an amount of users using the platform, amount of transactions, and so on. And once those tranches are achieved, then you jump into the next tranche. So we are going to distribute an important amount of tokens via this way because we believe this will be not a simple airdrop, which is a one-off way, but more like a long-term perspective airdrop, basically. So first tranche will have, for example, TVL of 10 million. second tranche will have TVL of 100 million, and third tranche will have TVL of 500 million. That will basically aiming to incentivize token holders to think long term, basically, and build and basically being involved in the project for the long term, basically, not a one-off. I think that's where we found the UMA KPI option, something that is basically aligned on one of the ways that we want to differentiate from other players in the sector.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that. I'm interested to know what drew you to firstly the HackMoney hackathon, and what part of that did you find what part of the UMA ecosystem did you find that you enjoyed working with the most?
So I'll go with the first one, and Nestor go with the second one. Okay. So we when we started building 2Pi, we participated in a previous hackathon from Ethereum, previously from the HackMoney. So that's where we started like building the whole idea, concept, put it in place. So being part of the HackMoney was just something that it was like a must at the end that we had to participate. And one of the things that are interesting there is like the community, how you can work with the community, you know, and how you have access directly to the developers or to anyone in the whole ecosystem from the different protocols. So we believe also, not right now, but once we launch in the future, we want to continue to participate in other hackathons and continue building. We believe this sort of like open source money Legos ecosystem is fantastic and makes people really open to collaborate with each other. I mean, at the end of the day, right now, our product is going to be working with UMA, it's going to be working with products from Aave, and it's going to be working with products from Curve. So you have 3 protocols working at the same time with us. So Nestor, maybe you want to add something.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, mainly I think that I enjoyed the part that the community, the compromise with the community from you, from your part. So when I have any doubt or question or problem, it's like I can ping you and you answer quickly, or some of your partners. So, and in the protocol, I think that it's great what you have done, because the same product, the short and long tokens, work with a lot of options. I mean, we need an airdrop, and the same protocol works for an airdrop, and the same protocol works for, I don't know, a migration from one token to another, and a lot of other cases. And the simplicity, once you understand that the simplicity of the protocol, that you need to make this first step, then after an expiration date, for example, you have to make this other step, and everything works. That's something that is amazing. And another thing is that is really helpful for a developer, at least, is the part that you made the protocol itself, and then you made the tools to use that protocol. For example, the launch LSP repository that you just have to clone, input the command, and everything works mainly. So that's amazing, I think.
So you speak a lot of developer support, which UMA has provided to you throughout this experience, and we're naturally looking towards getting more developers to develop on us. So having those kind words is really great to hear from our side. I'd like to just maybe extend that to kind of some of the support you and your team have found outside of just simply the developer support. What's the support been from your team's perspective, building on UMA more holistically?
I mean, I think from the product and the developer side is clear. Like Nestor mentioned, was You guys were super open and reaching out to every single question we had from day one. So fantastic, and thank you, Chandler, for that. And I think also, like in our case, for example, the prize awarded was great for, because we were in the middle of raising a fund, of a fundraising, basically, not raising a fund, of a fundraising. And I think that was also a stamp that was great for generating confidence to our potential investors back then, which we have already closed the fundraising, so that's great. That was also good. And I think one of the issues that projects like us will find in the stage that we're at is brand awareness, like creating the community and all of that. And when you're just a few, I mean, it's really a pain. And when you get together with other protocols where they already have a community and involved and so on, it gives trust for the people to know we're working with these other protocols that are just coming in. So that's also fantastic. And at the end of the day, this open source world, we all get benefited at the end of the day. So to helping us each other. So anything that comes from that end is also really, really helpful. And it's been helpful so far, I think.
What are some of the things that you would like to hint at a potential viewer of this video? What's coming next for the 2Pi team? What can someone look forward to that can follow your progress and kind of get an indication of what's next with 2Pi?
I mean, we have a roadmap in place, and our idea is we're gonna start doing the auditing of our contracts next week. So that will take around like 2-3 weeks. Once we have done, we're ready to go with the token generation, and that for us is like, okay, go ahead to launch. So we expect to launch around mid or the 20th of next month of October. Our idea is to launch first the DeFi product. Most likely will be on top of Polygon, and we are in discussions or launching on top of Arbitrum as well. And then we want to have a fintech type of startup or company connecting to this DeFi world, at least one from now until the end of December. So we're already in conversations and with fintech companies, because we need to think, people who are already in the crypto space or in the DeFi world, we need to think beyond the current users and bring basically the non-crypto community to become part of this, what we see the blockchain financial infrastructure, that which will basically be sort of like the base layer of any, at first, financial transaction in the future. At least that's how we see it. And we see ourselves mostly as an infrastructure provider at the end of the day, that is connecting the two worlds. First product is going to be, of course, a yield product that on the other side is going to be a savings account type of product. But in the future, we're looking at exploring other type of products, such as loans or credit products in the future. And for that, we will need people to want to come and build with us, not only from the developing side, but also from the community or any support, basically. Like every single project, they start more like centralized, but our goal is to become completely decentralized in the future. And for that, we need brains and people who want to come and build this basically together with us.
Amazing. I want to take a step back and pick up on something that you mentioned a little while ago. You said you're building on Polygon at the moment. Run through what the experience has been like building on Polygon.
Well, I'll go from the business side, and Nestor can maybe go on the technical side. From the business side, it's been really supportive. Actually, we have even from close Telegram groups talking with some of the key guys on Polygon itself, even pushing or questioning or opening up support and connecting us to other people. So from that side, it's been really, really good. And then Nestor, I leave you from the technical side.
Yeah. From the technical side, it's mostly the same. The Discord channels from Polygon and other protocols are always always working. At Sunday at the night, for example, and the network is really fast, and in some cases the test net is not working well, but it's just for a few minutes, or I don't know, 1 hour, and then came back working again. And to make the first deployments, for example, or the first test in the production in the main net is really cheap. So it's amazing. It's something that you can think in Ethereum mainnet, for example, to make your first test or your first deploy to test a concept, for example, because it's really expensive. So I think that it's an amazing network and a great community.
Wonderful. It seems like there's a lot of development happening at the moment from your guys' side. It also seems as if there is a lot of exciting news to come out from the team in the near future, which we're looking forward to. Where can anyone who's interested in following what the latest is happening at 2Pi, where can they follow you, read up some more about the protocol, and just get to know a little bit more about the team and what you guys are trying to do?
We think that Discord is basically the best way to reach us. Just join our Discord group, and you can ask us any question, and we will answer right away, and be happy to have you in the team, basically.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to say thank you very much for your time, guys. It's been really great chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chandler. You guys been great, and I hope that we can. This is only a starting point. We can work in more products in the future as well together.